Are the Yankees really about to trade away their most electrifying prospect for a pitcher with injury history? Is Brian Cashman gambling the future on a risky arm just to patch holes in a rotation that's already falling apart? The Bronx is facing a crisis of abundance, and the solution might break the hearts of every Yankees fan who's been dreaming of Jasson Dominguez's arrival. Today, December 5th, 2025, ESPN analyst Tristan Cockcroft dropped a trade proposal that's equal parts genius and gut-wrenching. Send a Martian to the Miami Marlins in exchange for Edward Cabrera, the electric right-hander who finally put all together this past season. This isn't just roster management. This is a philosophical statement about what the Yankees value more: the promise of tomorrow or the necessity of today. Let's set the stage. The Yankees' outfield is suddenly overcrowded. They're making a massive push to re-sign Cody Bellinger, their top priority this offseason. Trent Grisham is back and locked into a role. Aaron Judge, obviously, isn't going anywhere. That leaves Jasson Dominguez, the 21-year-old phenom who is supposed to be the next face of the franchise, stuck in organizational purgatory. He's too talented to sit on the bench. He's too valuable to waste in AAA. But there's literally no room for him in the starting lineup. And that's where this trade proposal gets interesting. Edward Cabrera isn't a household name outside of Miami, but he should be. The 26-year-old right-hander has always had elite stuff. A fastball that touches triple digits, a devastating changeup that makes hitters look foolish, and a slider that disappears off the plate. But for years, he was his own worst enemy. Control issues plague him. Walks piled up. Innings were hard to come by because he couldn't stay healthy. But something clicked in 2025. He posted a 3.53 ERA across 137 innings. He struck out 150 batters. And here's the key. He cut his walk rate from a career average of 4.5 per 9 innings down to 3.1. That's the difference between a frustrating talent and a legitimate frontline starter. Tristan Cockcroft's analysis is brutally honest. He calls Cabrera a talented, albeit injury-prone starter who could provide critical depth. That phrase, injury-prone, is doing a lot of heavy lifting. Cabrera missed time in 2025 with elbow discomfort. For a Yankees team already dealing with Garrett Cole's health concerns and Carlos Rodon's inconsistency, adding another pitcher with medical red flags feels like playing with fire. But here's the counter-argument. Cabrera is under team control through 2028 and projected to earn just $3.7 million in arbitration. In a market where mediocre starters are getting $15 to $20 million per year, that's an absolute steal. For a front office trying to stay under the $300 million luxury tax threshold, Cabrera represents the kind of cost-controlled upside that makes championship rosters possible. Cockcroft admits this trade might be a slight overpay for the Yankees, giving Dominguez 2 additional years of control. But he also argues that Cabrera's salary makes him an ideal, budget-conscious acquisition. That's front office speak for, we can't afford to keep spending like the Dodgers, so we need to get creative. And in a rotation that desperately needs depth behind Cole and Rodon, Cabrera could be the difference between limping into October and entering the playoffs with a deep, dangerous pitching staff. Now let's talk about the elephant in the room. Trading Jasson Dominguez. This hurts. The kid was supposed to be untouchable. He was a crown jewel of the farm system, the 5-tool phenom who could do everything. He hit for power. He stole bases. He played elite defense. He had the swagger and confidence of a superstar before he even played a full season. But the harsh reality is that he has nowhere to play. If Bellinger returns, the outfield is set. Judge in right, Bellinger in center, Grisham in left. Dominguez becomes a luxury the Yankees can't afford to keep on the bench. And it's not just about Bellinger. The organization also has Spencer Jones, another top prospect, waiting in the wings. Keeping both Dominguez and Jones when there are gaping holes in rotation is organizational malpractice. You can't hoard talent while your pitching staff crumbles. The Marlins, meanwhile, are desperate for offensive talent. They have pitching depth, but can't score runs. Dominguez would instantly become the face of their franchise, a young star to build around. For Miami, this trade is a no-brainer. They get a potential all-star outfielder with years of control. For the Yankees, it's a painful but necessary sacrifice. They're trading future stardom for present-day survival. But let's not sugarcoat the risk. Edward Cabrera's injury history is a legitimate concern. Elbow discomfort for a pitcher is never just discomfort. It's a warning sign. It's the body saying something isn't right. The Yankees' medical staff will have to do their due diligence. They'll need to see MRIs, consult with specialists, and make sure they're not trading for a ticking time bomb. Because if Cabrera breaks down in June and Dominguez becomes an MVP candidate in Miami, Brian Cashman will never hear the end of it. The margin for error on a trade like this is razor thin. Here's the bigger picture. This trade isn't just about Dominguez and Cabrera. It's about the Yankees' identity. Are they a team that prioritizes star power and marketability? Or are they a team that prioritizes winning at all costs? Trading away a fan-favorite prospect for a relatively unknown pitcher with injury concerns is the kind of move that only makes sense if you're laser-focused on winning now. It's a statement that the front office believes the championship window is open, and they can't afford to wait for Dominguez to develop. It's a bet that Cabrera's upside is worth more than Dominguez's potential. And honestly, that bet might be right. The Yankees don't need another outfielder. They need pitching. Desperately. The rotation behind Cole is a mess. Rodon is inconsistent. Clark Schmidt is solid, but not an ace. The back end is filled with question marks. Adding Cabrera gives him a legitimate third starter. Someone who can eat innings, miss bats, and keep the team competitive while the veterans figure things out. If Cabrera stays healthy and pitches to potential, this trade could be the move that saves a Yankee season. But if he doesn't, if the elbow issues resurface and Dominguez becomes a superstar elsewhere, then this trade will haunt the organization for a decade. It's the kind of gamble that either cements your legacy as a genius or gets you run out of town. And Brian Cashman knows it. The bottom line is this. The Yankees are in win-now mode. They have Aaron Judge in his prime. They have Garrett Cole, even if he's aging. They have a roster built to compete for championships. But they can't compete without pitching. And if trading Jason Dominguez is what it takes to stabilize a rotation and make a deep playoff run, then it's a trade they have to consider. It's painful. It's risky. It's the kind of move that will be debated for years. But it might also be the move that brings the 28th championship back to the Bronx. If you think the Yankees should pull the trigger on this trade, or if you think trading Dominguez would be a massive mistake, let me know in the comments. And don't forget to hit that like button because this off-season is about to get wild, and you don't want to miss a single update.